Now we're going to talk about conservation of energy in the next part. But before we talk about conservation of energy, let's talk about the different types of energy and some definitions. So when we talk about chemical energy, those are stored, let's say, in the cells or in the case of chemical compounds, right? So you will have chemical energy. So nuclear energy is stored in the nucleus. The one happens during nuclear processes. Radiant energy in the form of EM radiation. So don't forget that light, infrared, microwaves all contain energy. And electrical energy is the one we talk about in a circuit, where in your cell they will convert chemical to electrical energy, pass to your charge, and then your charge travels through a circuit and converts electrical back to heat or light. So that's called electrical energy. Now internal energy has been shifted to your A2, so I won't go through in detail anymore, but I'll just roughly tell you that internal energy refers to the energy possessed by the atoms and molecules in a substance. For example, if you look at the liquid, water is inside your bottle, you will not see the atoms or molecules, but if you could see the atoms or molecules, you will see them moving, right? So that will be Ke, so you will have Ke, and they will also have potential energy, not because of gravitational potential energy, but because of the attraction between atoms or molecules. So why do atoms or molecules attract each other? Do you know? Why? The reason is because if you look at the model of an atom, where you have a positive nucleus surrounded by electrons which orbit the nucleus, right? If you have another atom which also has a nucleus and electrons orbiting the nucleus, what you will notice is that the nucleus of one atom will attract the electrons of the other atom as well. And then the nucleus of this atom will also attract the electrons of this atom. So that's why you will have attractive forces between atoms or molecules. And because there are attractive forces between them, if you try to increase their separation, you pull them apart, wouldn't you have to do work? So you will increase its potential energy. So that potential energy is part of what we call the internal energy. So for AS, I just introduced to you this concept, okay? In case they ask you slightly extra. Okay, right, next one. Let's talk about mechanical energies now, which is what we're going to learn more in detail, which is Ke and Pe. Now, kinetic energy is due to the motion of the body, so everybody knows that. And you remember the formula? What's the formula for kinetic energy? Half mv squared. Very good. Now for potential energy, there are many types of potential energy, not just gravitational potential energy. So what are the different types we're going to learn? We're going to learn about gravitational potential energy, elastic potential energy, and electric potential energy. So what is gravitational potential energy? So this is the definition. Energy stored in a body due to its position in a gravitational field. What does it mean? If I have a bottle, okay, which I place it on the table, okay, and if compared to the bottle on the floor, does it have different GPE? Yes or no? Because when I try to move the bottle from the floor to the table, I will do work, right? So the work done will come again in GPE. So the GPE depends on the position in the gravitational field. That means it was lower or higher up, has different GPE. What about elastic potential energy? Now, elastic potential energy is also called strain energy, as the same. So definition is the energy stored in a body due to changes to its shape or size. Example, if you take a spring and you stretch it, aren't you changing its shape and the size? So what will happen when you let go? It wants to come back. So that is elastic potential energy. Understand? And the last one is electric potential energy, which is what we said just now. If you try to move, let's say, a positive and a negative charge further apart, because you're overcoming the attractive force, you will have to do work, and that becomes electric potential energy. Understand? So this is the concept.